Howdy y'all, a friend of mine is asking me to dump a couple of their game cartridges so they can play it on some stuff like the Steamdeck. Granted, she wants to play it on her normal PC and maybe even play it on on the Game Boy again, but I figured I'd show a way how you can dump these or restore them and just, take more ownership over it. She gave me a couple too. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we have Emerald, we got Leaf Green, we got Leaf Green again, Yellow, Super Mario Bros, Sapphire, a Madagascar game, looks like Mystery Dungeon, Barbie game, and whatever Winx Club is. So I'm going to dump these cartridges, get the ROM and the save files on them, see if we can get them to play on both this and this. And also, I'm curious what the Pokemon team on these carts are, if they are still there. Because the batteries, especially on these older Game Boy cartridges, are kind of going out. So if there was ever a time to try to preserve your save files, it's now, because these batteries don't have much time left on them. In fact, most of them are probably already done for. The ROM's still good though, just not the save file. The tool we're going to be using today is this thing right here. This is an Epilogue GB operator. I've mostly been using this to dump my Game Boy camera photos. Not sponsored, by the way, but let's go ahead and get the software running so we can get all this stuff going. We're going to be using the Steamdeck today and putting it in desktop mode. To make things a little bit easier, I'm going to be attaching a keyboard. So I'm just going to start by going to their website. Oh yeah, looks like it's still $50, or at least in terms of when I recorded this. Now where's the software? Give me the software. Oh, you can use it now for a webcam for your Game Boy camera. That's fun. First, we're going to need a Linux client of it. I got an applications folder that I made, so I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to make sure it's executable by going into the properties, permissions, and is executable. Now, according to the official setup guide, you're probably going to want to run this command right here in the terminal, because apparently the Steam Deck might need more permissions in order to be able to access USB devices like this. So I'm just going to copy, Control C, and we're going to open up console, and we're just going to go Control Shift V and enter, and it's got a script for us to be able to set things up. Just in case it needs the operator plugged in, let's get that plugged in. So I'm going to need to move some things around. So I'm going to plug in this dock so I can use a keyboard and the operator at the same time. Okay, got that plugged in. So sudo access is going to be required. So in case you don't have a sudo password set up for your Steam Deck, which apparently I don't, you're going to need to run passwd in order to set a password and rerun the script. Okay, I got my password updated, so let's try running that again. We're going to hit up twice on the arrow keys in order to be able to pull that last command that we did. Enter. And we're going to give it sudo access, so put in your sudo password. Okay, and setup should be complete. So now all we just got to do is go and restart the Steam Deck. After it's rebooted, we'll want to go back into desktop mode, and let's see if we can just get this to run. Okay, it's searching for the operator. It's having some trouble finding it. So to make it easier on it, let's just try going directly to it with a USB-C to USB-C cable. Okay, we got a light this time. There we go. So I don't think this was connecting it before, so you might not necessarily need to have it connected while you do that script. But we can now put a cartridge in. An unknown title, unknown developer, most likely because this cartridge probably needs to be cleaned. Let's see if any of these cartridges give us a clean reading. Okay, that one's having some trouble too. Pro Action Replay, no, it's not that. All right, what about this Leaf Green one? Unknown, unknown. Let me go get one of my cartridges that I do know works. Gonna try Lego Star Wars, the video game. Yep, there we go. It knows that. Now I'm gonna go and get this added into Steam, so I don't have to be in desktop mode for this. Game, add non-Steam library game to Steam. Ah, here we go. We got playback. Add that. Add selected program. Here we go. Playback. Boots it up there. There we go. Now it doesn't have a fancy background or anything because I'm not using Steam ROM Manager with it currently, but it should just function all the same. Let's plug in our GB operator. Oh, it's like it's made for it. So if we go to data, we can just go and back up the game itself. We can back up our save file. Why don't we just try playing it for a second? Start. Ah, it's loading the game right now. Lego Star Wars. There we go, now it works. Ah, apparently I was doing pretty good in this game. Just do some free play. Go to the Separatist ship. Yeah. It's working all well. So this provides a pretty decent way to actually play these games. It dumps the cartridge for this session and you play off that, but it's nice to be able to actually have the cartridge and play the game that you want on your Steam Deck. But that isn't the main point of this video. The main point of this one is to restore these cartridges. Now, apparently they're not going to be reading too well on this, so why don't we just clean all of them and then we can go and try getting it to run on this. So for this, we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need some isopropyl alcohol, a little container for it, some Q-tips, and a screwdriver kit that will allow us to be able to actually get inside these cartridges. And we're going to need some specific heads for the different cartridges. For this particular one, we're going to need this one that's Y0 for Game Boy Advance. And for original Game Boy, we're going to want this one that is G3.8. Actually, I'm curious to see what happens if we just try putting this in the Game Boy right now. Okay, so it does get to it. What about Super Mario Deluxe? That one needs cleaning though. If you're able to get to the game, you're good. If you can't see the, the logo there, it's going to need some cleaning. So just to be safe, I'm just going to clean both of these real quick. Yeah, we definitely have some discoloration on this. So we'll just take a Q-tip and we'll just start scrubbing and rubbing. Now these parts here seem to be areas where the actual metal trace might have come off a little bit, so I don't think there's much we can do with it right now, but also there's a lot of the trace left. We should still be good. Put that in, bit over, to screw back in, and let's give it a test. Cool. Yep. There we go. Working again. While we have this one in, let's also just do this one real quick. And I'm not going to do like a complete restoration, like get rid of the Sharpie and stuff that's like on this, because I kind of like the patina on these cartridges just from all the grime and stuff. You got to earn this grime, but I still want it to work. Ooh, that's a good looking cart. Also, I feel like if you have things that have natural patina on it, you're more likely to use it because you're not afraid of getting it scratched up. If it's already scratched up, might as well use it. There you go. That's looking pretty good. Well, let's now move over to some of the Game Boy Advance cartridges. We'll start here with Emerald. Now, it's not going to be too long until the batteries on these start to go too. Wouldn't be surprised if it already has. But that's why we're going to be preserving stuff today. Well, you get the idea of how to clean these now, so montage time. Hopefully that should be good enough. Okay. Well, now that we got all that sorted, let's bring back the Steam Deck and let's start dumping some games. Well, let's start with Pokemon Yellow. Come on, you got it. There we go. All right, Pokemon Yellow, it knows it. Let's go ahead and go to data. We're gonna go to data and we're gonna go to our save and we're gonna back up that save. And we'll just save these to the desktop for right now, but you'll probably want to put these in a different folder. We're just gonna back up the game too real quick. This will take a little bit longer. I am curious if there is still a save on this. New game, no save. The battery is probably bad. Unfortunate. But it's kind of to be expected with the age of these cartridges. Let's do Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Okay, let's go ahead and rip the ROM. Oh, wait, nope, I just started it. Okay, we are going to hit start and save. All right, and back up game. We're gonna back up the game. And that's that one. Next up, let's do Pokemon Emerald. And it's an official cartridge. Oh, if you're wondering about this official cartridge thing, yeah, so a big problem right now is there's a lot of bootleg Pokemon cartridges. I mean, this one you can obviously tell it's fake because one, Crystal never came out in a cartridge like this. Also, you can see through and just see that it's not what a Game Boy Color cartridge looks like. So whenever you go and you put this in, it's gonna tell you unofficial cartridge and be like, no. But for real ones, yeah, there we go. Game Boy Advance games are gonna take a little bit longer for it to rip because granted the games themselves are bigger. Okay, let's see if you had anything on there. Oh no, okay, so this at the point at least it knew about the battery problem. Oh yeah, we still got some data on that at least, but I guess the saves themselves were saved, but the clock-based data is no longer good. Okay, let's see here. Well, this Pokedex sure has like a lot in it, but what's their current party? What? Why is it all Rattatas and Pidgeys? Why are they also under-leveled? Okay, so there's at least some decent Pokemon here in the box. Got 51 Dugong, a Relic, Sandslash, Pikachu is level 27. We got Pokemon, we got Friends, you got Ribbons. Okay, so this one's been played decently well. I don't know why this party is full of Rattatas and Pidgeys though. But hey, we got the save file ripped from this and it's now gonna be able to be used on other devices. I didn't realize this, but apparently with the MGBA core like in this, you can actually use retro achievements with your actual cartridges. I love that. Now I kind of want to just build an enclosure for this to be able to attach to the Steam Deck and basically make this into a Game Boy, but that'll come in another time. We still got more cartridges to dump. Let's do Sapphire. So at first I thought that this data flow here all being zeros means it doesn't have any data, and this is just the data flow itself. So let's start by backing up the save, and now we're going to back up the game. Cool, now that we got that set up, let's just go back and launch the game. Now in case it's doing this thing where you can't actually like use the controls, just go to the settings here, and then when you go to the controller settings, you want to make sure this input is set to the Steam Deck controller and then save that. Then you can click the buttons. All right, we got player Matt. He has 3 badges and 12 in his Pokedex, so I doubt he got very far. What Pokemon do you have? All right, we got Mr. Fly, we got Macho Man, we got Children, level 14. Buddy's fainted, Combuskin, and okay. And what's inside our Pokedex? It's mostly the early game stuff. I mean, he did only have 3 badges. Now, I might need to go and rebind something for this specifically where I can get the escape key if I want to exit. So let me go do that real quick. We're going to make R4 escape. There we go. So now if I do that, there we go. Do you want to escape? Yes, perfect. Now we have way out. How about first leaf green? Ooh, this is Zach, and he has 89 hours in this game. Jeez, okay. Zach made it a little bit farther. All right, Zach, what's your Pokemon? Okay, we got Aerodactyl, we got a Machamp, an Adamaris, a Beedrill, what? Oh, right, this isn't the touchscreen game. Me mine. Adamaris, the Lapras. All right, Zach actually got a lot of hours in. All right, and what's the Pokemon party in this save file? Oh my goodness, Sally played a lot more than Zach did. Sally almost completed the Pokedex, and oh wow, she like is a completionist. Jeez, what like at this point, what are you missing? She took like the I'm gonna catch them all thing like serious. Just missing 3 Pokemon from the Kanto list. That is insane. Well, what's your party? We got Blueberry, we got Flygon, Metagross, Seesaw. We got Seesaw here. We got Blueberry the Whale Lord. Jeez. As you can see, like pretty much all of them worked right when you plug them in, not showing that like unverified developer, unverified title kind of thing because it couldn't read the cartridges. But hey, now my friend has a means to be able to play these games on modern hardware and preserve their save files. But that's gonna be it for now. So long, y'all.